Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of Suzzanna 2, Kliwon Friday Night, also known as Malam Jumat Kliwon, an Indonesian horror movie from 2023. Now, I previously reviewed the first movie in this franchise, Suzzanna Buried Alive, from 2018, within my Asian horror playlist, and I'll include a link to that video in the description box below. Now, that movie was pretty good, and it was directed by Rocky Soraya, who has been churning out horror movies for a while now, many of which have made their way onto Netflix. He does not return to direct the sequel, but is it still a decent addition to the franchise? Let's find out. Now, the following plot synopsis was taken from the website A Good Movie to Watch. After marrying the rich Raiden Aryo and becoming pregnant with his heir, Suzzanna is cursed by his first wife and dies a horrific death after giving birth to his child on Kliwon Friday. However, she gets resurrected, seeking to reunite with her newborn baby. This film is the second part of a new trilogy dedicated to Indonesia's Queen of Horror, billed as Suzzanna New Generation. The trilogy recreates 3 of Suzzanna's iconic films, and the second installment is based on the 1986 film Malam Jumat Kliwon. Now, one good piece of news is that the same actress who played Suzzanna in the 2018 movie, her name is Luna Maya, she does return for this installment, and she is apparently returning again for the final film of this new trilogy. So they have some consistency for the main character, which is good. Now, I like this actress because she embodies the character of Suzzanna quite well, at least from what I've seen in this new trilogy so far. She's like a tragic figure, especially when she's human, and then when she makes the transition to a spirit, she becomes this like psychologically unstable supernatural entity. That's still quite tragic, you know what I mean? The actress also has very distinctive facial features that make her memorable, and that allows her to give some very impactful facial expressions throughout these movies. I think most of the performances in this one do become theatrical, maybe even somewhat exaggerated, expressionistic, but it's entertaining to watch. You know, there's a little bit of like an old school classic horror vibe to this. At least that's what I got in certain aspects. Now, in terms of the story, there's some family drama to set things up. You know, Suzzanna is actually coerced and pressured into marrying the rich man at the start of the film, but her true love is a younger gentleman who's from a much poorer background, and that provides a foundation for her tragic human fate. But in my opinion, the most interesting character dilemmas kind of pop up after Suzzanna's death, when the younger gentleman must make a deal with a demon in order to resurrect her. So there are some, intriguing moments of character interaction in this film. The biggest problem, I think, with this film, though, is the runtime. I mean, this movie is 2 hours and 10 minutes long, which for a horror movie is definitely on the long side. I do think there are scenes that could have been cut. For example, 2 of the side characters are these older dudes who are in uniform, and they goof around a lot. They add some humor to the story. Some of their scenes are amusing, but they should have been edited down a bit because they do drag the story out a bit too much. A few too many shenanigans with those guys, in my opinion. In terms of scares, they're actually pretty good in this. If you like the scares in Suzzanna Buried Alive, you'll probably like these. Some of the earlier moments include some witchcraft and a surprisingly cool pregnancy scene. Definitely a highlight of the film. There are some fun little side scenes involving Suzzanna, who, as a ghost, has some kooky interactions with humans, which have a little bit more of a lighthearted spookiness to them. And we also get a few moments of legitimately good gore effects in this. There are a few good death scenes, which kind of surprised me a little bit. Now, this is not a particularly scary film, but the horror elements are enjoyable enough. And as an added bonus, the rural settings are nice. You get some atmosphere during the night scenes, some good use of fog and stuff like that. Now, I do recommend both of these Suzzanna movies. They're nothing mind-blowing, but they are entertaining. Both are currently streaming on Netflix. If you've seen these, let me know what you think. I think a majority of fans of Asian horror will find something entertaining from them. And as always, folks, I'll see you next time.